Hey, Aries, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your February 2024 bonus reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. These are general readings. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, welcome Aries. We are going to take a look at purpose today, whether this is life purpose, what's the purpose of this job, this situation, this relationship. We're going to take a look at it all. Now, at the bottom of the deck, you have the fates. This is karma. So some of you may have been going through a situation that did involve your karma or someone else's, especially if this is a legality or a legal situation, possibly divorce. For others of you, it could be some sort of battle. They're giving me, there was conflict, there was battle here, because you have the mending card as well. So there was a situation that did cause you or another person a lot of pain, or there may have been an organization or a company that caused you a lot of distress. There could have been a situation that was treated very unfairly as well with the to be fair card, because this is like the justice scales, and this is also an energy here of karma, which we see with the fate showing up. So there is karma happening in the background, and I feel if you have been on the receiving end of a situation that's felt a little bit difficult or a little bit challenging, I feel like you're going to get good karma coming back to you here. I also see you're going to be mending or healing a situation that, again, it could have been difficult for you. Maybe financially you're mending. Emotionally you could be mending. Even physically you could have been healing the body is what I'm getting here as well. Possibly a health situation. Now you also have all that glitters. All that glitters isn't always gold. So some of you are realizing that now. Perhaps it's a relationship that you were in and you thought that it was going to be the one you would be with forever, right? Or maybe it was that job that you thought you'd be in for the rest of your life. Or it was just a situation that you had high hopes, right? And something didn't turn out the way that you thought, because underneath of it, when you got to the nitty gritty, or when someone or a situation took off a mask, you were able to decipher what may have been rotten or what may have been icky underneath. It's almost this energy of getting to the core root of a situation. And I feel when it comes to the purpose of this situation, it is to bring balance, it's to bring fairness, and also to heal and mend the heart, because some of you may have been on the receiving end again of something that was just unfair. It felt very unfair, and you may have even gotten into that victim mentality of why did this happen? Why did this company treat me this way? But this is the star card as well with the fates. You can see the stars. It's also card 17, and this is about healing, hope, guidance, and positivity, and not giving up on your dreams, right? It's a renewed sense of hope because it comes after the Tower, right? Even though this isn't a tarot deck, the 17 along with the stars showing up, this is a renewed sense of hope in a situation that maybe you lost hope on, okay? Maybe some of you could be entering into a new contract with a company or in a relationship, and it's like you may be starting over, or there could be a new beginning after a time of a Tower moment, or just feeling like you've hit a rock bottom or you've uncovered some sort of truth around a situation. Let's take a look and dive into the tarot here. We're going to take a look at your energy. 7 of Coins. 7 of Coins is a deep energy around evaluating. It's almost as if you're giving a relationship an autopsy, or you're looking at a job and you're really asking yourself, is this where I want to be? Is this part of my path? Do I want to do things differently? How can I readjust maybe some beliefs that you have? Okay, you have 2 cards that are coming out in this position here. So you're definitely doing a lot of analyzing at this time, Aries. So let's get all your cards out here. So yeah, the 7 of Cups is the fruits of your labor. Excuse me. And for some of you, you did feel here with the to be fair card and the mending, it's like you thought that by investing all of your time or all of your energy into this one area, into this one job or this situation, or again, relationship or health, that it would pay off, but someone or something left you a little bit disappointed. And you're wondering, how is that fair? How does that balance out when I've been doing good, or I have been putting myself out there just to get let down? And I do feel that you are reassessing and taking a look if you're getting diminished returns. That may be what is coming into balance here, Aries, with the to be fair card. So you're starting off again in the Seven of Pentacles, definitely a period of assessment and just taking a pause, because sevens are about inner awareness. They're about insight and reflection. So you're definitely looking at something in your physical world. For a lot of you, this could be finances. It could be your home life. It could be your body. And you're saying, am I putting the right things into my body that make me feel good? If not, maybe I need to shift things up, right? Am I putting enough time and energy into this relationship? And if I am, if I'm not getting anything in return, is this where I want to be? So you're definitely going through a lot of, again, analyzation here, and you're realizing that some of those things that you have put your heart, your body, your mind, your soul into, it's just not paying off, right? All that glitters isn't always gold, and you're shifting. I feel like a lot of you you may even be cutting your losses, is the word that I'm getting here, and I'm getting the name Brant or Brantner or Brantness. Okay, and that could be a place, a location, or a last name or a first name. Please take it as it resonates. Now, your weakness at this time is the High Priestess, silencing the intuition. Aries, we don't want to silence the intuition, because then we feel disconnected from our divine source. We feel disconnected from, our soul contract at times. This is about trusting and opening up that third eye. Some of you, there could have been secrets, and those secrets or some sort of dishonesty. Sometimes the High Priestess, she knows what she knows, but she doesn't always want to put it out there, because she wants people to show her who they are. And there is something that you may have been bypassing, or what I'm getting here is I'm getting here red flags, bypassing of red flags. And some of you may be blaming yourself. Well, I should have seen that, or I did see that, or if I would have paid more attention. And excuse me, you may be getting up in your head about this. I don't want you to do that, because that's going to be a very big weakness of yours. It's good to evaluate and analyze, which we see you're doing here, Aries. But in order to do that, don't overthink. Don't get too distracted with all the things that have went wrong, and tell yourself that that was an experience that you needed to learn from, you needed to grow from. And even though something is unfair, that's why we have the law of karma, right? It is the law of cause and effect as well. What you put out there, there's going to be some sort of consequence or action. And for some of you, because you've silenced your intuition or you didn't listen, but you're blaming yourself, and that's going to be, again, your demise or your weakness. And we don't want you to do that. So what is your current situation here? Let's see. That's why we have the extra card. Okay. Your current situation is the Judgment card. Okay. Remember how I said there was two cards that came out in this position? This is why, because this is your current situation. And I feel like the purpose in all of this, right? The purpose of this job, this situation, this relationship, life, whatever it may be that you're questioning or inquiring, is to allow yourself a second chance. A second chance, love after loss, right? Gain after pain, financial success after financial failure. I do see here with the Judgment card, this is about an earned reward, Aries, and a part of you felt like you were receiving a negative consequence. Again, karma, we're seeing that all over your reading here with the to be fair, the fates, the Judgment. So some of you already know that this was a karmic relationship, or you know that you had to go through a situation in order to grow and to evolve. And so many times karma gets a bad rap, but I don't think that way. I don't think that it's a negative punishment. That's not what karma is for. It's not like you're going to get, struck down with the karma wand and, everything's going to be horrible for you. It's allowing you to raise your vibration to attract maybe higher level of relationships or a higher level of, finances, or just to increase your frequency here, to not stay stagnant, to not stay in situations where there is no growth. And that's what you're really evaluating and really reassessing at this time. So your current situation with the Judgment, this is a big one. It may have even been around Scorpio season, because this is the Scorpio card. October 23rd or so until the end of November could have been significant. We went through all of those eclipses around that time. So 2023, October, November could have been significant when it comes to something that may have happened, some sort of mending, a legal situation, or maybe some hidden truths that came out. But I am getting here with this card, this Aries is all about letting go of regrets, right? Letting go of the past, letting the karma do its work. And a lot of you have learned some very valuable lessons, but now it's time for you to move forward. And it's time for you to invest in your time, your energy, and efforts into people, places, and things that attract a higher level of vibration for you. And that's what the whole purpose, that's what this whole current situation is about. So yes, instead of negative consequences for maybe some actions that have been done in the past, this is about you having some earned rewards because you've learned, you've grown. And as they say, Aries, when you know better, you do better. So don't shame yourself for not knowing better, right? That's something we really get stuck in. And look at that. Her necklace there even spells K-A-R-M-A. Some of you could have a K-A as an initial, even an M-A as an initial. I'm getting here Rochelle, Rachel, or Rouge, R-U-C-H-E, Rouge. Maybe that's someone's last name, or maybe it's a maiden name. Take that as it resonates. But this is a second chance to redeem yourself in a sense and to move forward. I really like this showing up for you because it's not a punishment. It is an awakening. It's about changing your life for the better. And you've gone through a rebirthing process here. And a lot of you, you're going to open yourself up to something quite beautiful, quite amazing. That's not rotten underneath, right? You're not chasing superficial. You're not chasing all the shiny things. You're chasing, I don't even want to say the word chasing, but it's almost attracting. Thank you, Spirit. And it's also card 16. Look at that. We just talked about the 16 and the 17 with the tower and the star. But this is about you attracting based on the energies that you are putting out there, right? And what you've needed to attract in the past was to help you grow and learn. Your strength, the 3 of Swords in reverse, recovering from a sense of heartbreak, right? This is your greatest strength. And for anyone who's ever gone through heartbreak, which I can guarantee all of you have, or you will at some point or another, you realize that you come out a new version of you, right? You never go back to an older version prior to some sort of loss or heartbreak, even if it brought you to your knees, even if you hit rock bottom, Aries. So your greatest strength is to take what you've learned from this heartache and heartbreak and move into a better version. And another one of my absolute favorite quotes is, you can become bitter or you can become better. The choice is up to you. Remember, this is your greatest strength, to take that pain and turn it into some sort of gain. And I see that's what you're doing here as well. What's your purpose here? The Chariot, to move forward. Cancerian energy. This is persevere your willpower. Some of you, you have a very powerful mission here on earth. Some of you, it is to break some generational cycles. Some of you, it's to beat addictions. For others of you, it's to raise and uplift the vibration of the planet. For a lot of you, it could be humanitarian acts. And it doesn't mean that you have to go out there and do these big, huge things. Even these small bits and pieces contribute to any of those life themes that we just talked about, and many, many more. Some of you, it's to be a parent. For others of you, it's to be step into your power and lead with your own authenticity, whatever that may look like. So these are situations that test our endurance. They test our willpower. And your purpose here on earth is to move forward through them, not to get stuck, not to get stuck in that relationship where there's no growth, or to get stuck in that health situation where we don't feel like there's a cure, we don't feel like we can do anything about it. I mean, granted, yes, we all have situations where sometimes things are out of our hands, and that's what I feel may have happened in the past. Some of you, it may have been out of your hands. Maybe it was, again, someone else's karma and you got entangled in it. For others of you, it was definitely to persevere and move forward. And with this Chariot energy, it does say here, your dedication will be, and I say will because it has already been, but it will continue to be tested. And that's what I want you to know here. But part of your purpose is to understand that your willpower will be tested, but most importantly, to know that you have what it takes to get through anything, right? God's not going to give you more than you can handle. The universe, spirit, higher power, whatever you call your divine, right? Not going to give you more than you can handle. And even if it seems at times, Aries, that you can't move on and you can't move forward, sometimes getting up out of bed, sometimes waking up and opening our eyes is the biggest accomplishment we can do. Pat yourself on the back. Right? For others of you, whatever this means moving forward, this is the purpose. And let's take a look at that secondary purpose here. Here we do see that star showing up in your reading. And that was clarified here with the fates. They're giving me that serenity prayer, and I have major goosebumps. So some of you, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Right? So that could be significant for some of you. Some of you, it may have to do with AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, or some of you, you've been dealing with maybe a relative, a daughter, a son, a parent, someone who is recovering or a recovering addict of some sort. For others of you, I'm getting here, you've had to see some things, maybe in your line of work or in your personal life that really felt heavy, right? It felt heavy. Like, what is this world coming to? Or how could people treat people that way? And part of this purpose, I don't want to call it secondary, but it's partnered up, it's teamed up with the Chariot here, and it is the star. This is about bright new opportunities, Aries. It's about bright new opportunities that come out of that Three of Swords. Because yes, there have been opportunities in the past that have dimmed your light. I'm just going to say that. Some of you are in a job or in a relationship that dimmed your energy. It took from your energy vampire. You were giving to a situation that wasn't beneficial to your soul. And that may have been a lesson that you needed to learn the hard way. Okay, for some of you, it took a long time, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. For others of you, you learned it quicker. But this is about you being able to, again, have that sense of renewed faith after something difficult, challenging, or heartbreaking. So purpose, Chariot, to move forward, secondary or team, right? It's like these two are in collaboration. Look at all these major arcanas. The Judgment card, the High Priestess, the Chariot, the Star. I mean, Aries, whatever you got going on, you got it going on big. Okay, so this could be a very, very important message for you. I heard Melinda, or maybe even my name, Melissa. That could, because they're giving me the M-E-L, and I'm Mel, for those of you who haven't, you don't know. So Melinda or Melissa could be significant as well. I also heard Aaron, A-A-R-O-N, or Aaron, or Aaron. Okay, let's take a look here at the main lessons to be learned. Queen of Wands, to stand in your power, Aries, to stand in your confidence. And we have Wands energy, which is you. So the main lesson to be learned through all of this purpose that we're talking about is to have confidence in your ambitions. Have confidence while moving forward in your purpose, instead of fearful yearning. And what is fearful yearning? It is staying stuck in the Chariot here, staying stuck because we're too fearful that if we go after our dreams, or if we take a leap, or if we move forward, we're going to fail, or we're going to succumb to that fire right behind her, right? We're going to crisp, we're going to shrivel up, we're going to get burned in some way, shape, or form. And so your main lesson is to trust, for one, trust that your willpower and your divine self will persevere and move forward, and to move confidently into the next chapter of your life. And so many times we yearn for ourselves to open up that business, or we yearn to live on the beach, or we yearn to be in that relationship that's full of love and connection, but yet we stay tethered and tied to that relationship where it's not going anywhere. We stay in that job because of the golden handcuffs, right? Or we stay confined to our own imprisonment for A, B, or C reasons, whatever excuse our ego is telling us, or our fear is telling us. And what do I say about fear? False evidence appearing real. So you are being guided to learn the lesson of confident ambition instead of fearfully yearning for something that, unless you stand in your confidence and tell fear to get in the back seat, you're going to be sitting in the driveway, right? You're going to be sitting in the driveway fearing that there's too much traffic, or the tire is going to fall off, or, you're going to get into an accident, or whatever excuse comes up for you. But this is about you saying, you know what, I'm going to buckle up because I got spirit. There's that trust piece. I'm going to buckle up. I got a full tank unleaded, and I'm going to take myself wherever I'm guided to go, right? I have a built-in navigational system, or in this case, GPS in the car. But I feel like you have this ability to move forward, and some of you feel stuck, and that's what the lesson is here. And again, once you know better, you do better. So even if you're in this never-ending cycle, it seems at times, of why do I keep going back and forth? And what you do when you start to get into that energy of, I should know better, I should do better, but I'm still stuck. When you start beating yourself up, you start to really block that intuition, right? And that's your weakness. You start to tell yourself, well, I know what to do, but I'm not going to do it. And therefore I'm weak, and I'm, insignificant, and I don't have what it takes. And right, we start to tell ourselves all those negative, lower vibrational things that keep us stuck even more and block our intuition. Now, what are your desires, Aries, your hopes and your fears? What do we have here? The Wheel of Fortune, another major arcana. You are hoping for a lucky twist of fate, right? Your desires and your hopes are increased abundance, financial fortune, right? Wheel of Fortune. Who doesn't want the Wheel of Fortune? This is destiny and fate intervening to bring a turning point in your life, right? This is literally good luck, chance, fortune. It's destiny stepping in and saying, all right, we're going to have a turning point here. And then I'm hearing that song. I think it's Carrie Underwood, Jesus Take the Wheel. There's something here around surrender as well. Surrendering to the divine plan, surrendering to your intuition, surrendering to, overthinking, and surrendering to fear. And being able to say, this is what I truly desire. This is what I want. And some of you, your fear, and this is why it's a fear, because in the past there's been unforeseen challenges, because you have, again, we just talked about it, repeated a cycle over and over and over. When the Wheel of Fortune shows up in the reverse or in a fear-based position, the reason why is because we still have to learn that lesson. And we just talked about that lesson, right? Queen of Wands, confidence. You already have it within you. You're a fire sign, Aries. You have everything within you already. Sometimes the only thing that gets in our own way is ourselves. And of course, it's easier said than done. But the Wheel of Fortune here is a turning point, and some call it luck. I believe we can create this, through divine intervention, through surrender, we can create this luck, or this spinning of the wheel. And I feel like your time has come for you to take the wheel, right? And for you to crank it in a new direction. Not only do we see the Chariot, look at all these major arcanas out here. Let's take a look at what you don't know. What's hidden? What's blocked? What don't you know? You have the Seven of Cups and the Ten of Swords. What you don't know is, well, for one, you have options. And sometimes we get stuck thinking that we, again, don't have options. And some of you also, what I'm getting here with the Ten of Swords in reverse is you feel if you end a situation that you're not going to have any options out there. Or some of you may feel if you follow through with some sort of reality that's right here in front of you, some sort of truth, right? If you follow through with it, it's just going to end in disaster because that's how it happened in the past. So what you don't know is there's actually a cherry coming in here with the Seven of Cups. And I feel like there is some sort of ending. Some of you may be trying to avoid an ending, or some of you, it's about lifting anguish. It is showing up in reverse, which is good because it means that you're going to lift anguish. And even if there has been some sort of ending, and even if it was painful, I feel like you have an opportunity to grow and to move into a new energy and to pick a new cup. Okay, a lot of times Seven of Cups, it can feel wishy-washy, but remember, you're starting with the seven. You are, remember what we said about the sevens, inner awareness, wisdom, insight. So when it comes to matters of the heart, this is about you choosing a new cup instead of going back to that same cup where you know it's just an illusion, or it's a desirable wish that you have, but maybe it's not grounded in reality. Okay, maybe you keep going back to that relationship because you're hoping, right? You're in love with potential. Potential doesn't always get off the ground. It's not always rooted in reality. So I feel like what you don't know here is that something needs to end. You need to give up something that you've been hanging on to in your cup, right? You need to take that cup, put it back on the bar and say, okay, I want something new. Maybe instead of getting this, gin and tonic, I want a mocktail over here. Give me your fanciest mocktail, whatever this is here. And I feel like you're getting grounded in reality, and it's going to help you open yourself up to choosing something new. But right now you're a little bit stuck because there's still pain. There's still anguish. There's still a little bit of despair. So advice to achieve your hopes. Advice to get that wheel spinning forward. What do we have here, please, for Aries? Oh my gosh, you can't make this up. Look at this. King of Wands. It is in reverse. Look at this. We do have a divine counterpart here, but we see King of Wands in reverse. So some of you, this does have to do with a connection. Could be romantic, could be marriage. It could be a partnership at work. So there is some sort of divine connection here. Again, it could have been karmic. It could be soulmate, could be twin flame. Take it as it resonates. But your advice here is to work on cutting through the BS, because the King of Wands in reverse is inflexible, is bossy, is hard to reach. He can even be very manipulative, very narcissistic, very egoic. So if this is you or someone you're dealing with, now I'm not trying to call anyone out, but we all have these traits, Aries, each and every one of us, right? We have traits that feel a little bit underhanded, manipulative, egoic. We don't want to act on them, but some of you are dealing, and I feel like this is someone else. I'll just say that because you're already showing up in the Queen of Wands. Doesn't matter if you're male or female. Roles can be reversed here. But I feel you were dealing with someone who was very much in their ego, and they thought their didn't stink. And the advice here is to, well, possibly let go of that energy. Even if you're not together, there's still some sort of pain that's still attached. And you have a wish here, 9 of Cups with the Ace of Swords. You have a newfound sense of clarity. Like I said, maybe you thought this person or this company or this business idea or whatever it was, maybe you thought that it was all shiny and sparkly, because the King of Wands, he is someone who's very shiny, very sparkly, very good looking. He's able to achieve his success. He goes after what he wants. I mean, he has a darn cape. And I feel for a lot of you, if you were dealing with someone who was, showing you those positive sides of the King of Wands, you kind of got lured in. Maybe you even thought it was a wish at one point, but you have a newfound sense of clarity now that something is a little bit rotten underneath and it's not what you thought it was. Now you are cutting through. There's what I like to see. We want to cut through the fluff with the Seven of Cups. We don't want to keep choosing the cup that's a temptation, right? It's not ground in reality. It's not actually going to be your wish fulfillment. So you're saying, I'm just going to cash in that cup. Here it is. I'm going to hand it back to you. I'm done with this. Give me something new. And I feel like there is a wish granted here for you. Literally, this is advice to achieve your hopes and your desires once you cut through some sort of fluff or something that was glittery or something that may have felt imbalanced. And instead of letting yourself simmer in that resentment, that anguish, that bitterness, that heartache, which we do, right? That's part of healing some grief, is we simmer in that for a bit and we analyze it and we do the human thing. But once you realize the true nature of it, the whole purpose of it, which we talked about, right? With the Judgment energy here, then you get your Nine of Cups. This is a wish that's granted for you. Why? How? Because you've learned what you've needed to learn. You've raised your vibration and you now are attracting and aligning to your new desires, your new hopes. And you now know what your fears are. You know what your weaknesses are, your strengths are. So if you heed the advice in this message, right, you have the Nine of Cups. And this is that cup that says, right, you were at the Seven of Cups. And even though we don't see the Eight of Cups, I feel like that's part of the Ace of Swords, is you saying, okay, I'm cutting through. I know what I need to do here. And I'm going to leap, right? We're going to leap past the Seven into the Nine. And we're going to choose a new cup here. And this is the cup that really fulfills me. This is the cup that is possibly, for some of you, it could be being on your own for a little while. Nine can be a singular or a solitude energy, but it is a sense of emotional fulfillment. It is a sense of feeling content where you are at, happiness, success, achievement, completion. And for some of you, the advice here as well is to not give up on your dream, to cut through any of the BS or get to the nitty gritty, which we talked about in the beginning, to see past the superficial, to trust your intuition, to do your best at healing some sort of heartache or anguish, to cut something out, right, with the Ten of Swords that doesn't need to linger or hang on in your energy, so we can get that wheel moving forward. And don't be too hard on yourself if you find yourself in a repetitive cycle, if you go back to someone or a situation or to a fear, because remember, you're a soul having a human experience. And just because you repeat something a million times, right, doesn't mean you're a failure. If you quit entirely and you said, I'm going to give up, I'm not going to continue to try, right, then we'd have to talk some more. But you're not a quitter. You're not going to give up on your dreams here. And you do have this newfound sense of clarity where you're able to focus more on your dream. And some of you may have been letting other people get into your head, specifically this King of Wands. All right, that's what I have for you. This was a little bit of a heavy reading for you, Aries. It may not resonate with everyone. Please take it as it does. This is a bonus reading, but for some of you, we got right to the meat and potatoes here. So trust that there's going to be karma taking place in some way, shape, or form. Some of you may be 38 years old, 52 years old, or born on the 16th or 17th. I'm also getting here the 17th of February could be significant. And I think there's a big planetary alignment that date as well. It may be that either Venus or Mars may be going into Aquarius. I'd have to check the newsletter, but I do feel that a lot of you are shifting your perspective, and there is going to be a newfound sense of clarity, and you're going to have this newfound sense of confidence that maybe you didn't have before. But know that even if you're taking baby steps towards spinning this wheel, you're still taking steps. So pat yourself on the back and don't be too hard on yourself when things feel stuck or stagnant or repetitive, because sometimes that's part of the experience. That is what I have for you, Aries. If this resonates, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe, and also I just heard some of you could be getting a new vehicle, or maybe you have had issues with a vehicle. There could be something with travel, a road trip coming in, or maybe a flight. Trust your intuition as well. Allow yourself a little bit of room to relax, not to overthink. If you're taking a vacation, allow yourself to rest, right? Try not to be thinking about everything that's going on back home, or your grocery list, or what you need to get done, or taking care of everybody else. Take care of you. I'm hearing that message here loud and clear. So again, thank you so much, Aries, for tuning in. Feel free to again hit that thumbs up, like, subscribe, and share. Lots of love to you.